Thanks everybody for coming. I hope you're seated comfortably because this is quite a lengthy speech. I hope you'll follow it with interest, but do rest, concentrate. When I announced my intention to stand for the leadership for the Liberal Democrats last Friday, I spoke, of course, of the many challenges facing the party. What I want to do today, I want to move the discussion on. I want to talk about the challenges facing the country in the years ahead. British politics is changing utterly. When I was growing up, politics was pretty straightforward. The left offered social justice, the right offered economic competence, and by and large everyone lined up one side of that debate or another. Today our society is more diverse and our politics far more fluid. People's interests are less sectional, their views less predictable. The new generation of voters simply don't believe there are only two options, only two ideas worth having. The old politics of left and right, capital and labour, bosses and workers has finally, mercifully disappeared. And in its place, a new politics is taking shape. Increasingly, the political discussion is focused on a new set of challenges. How to counter the epidemic of powerlessness that has left people bewildered by gigantism in both the public and private sectors. How to create real social mobility that neither left nor right has been able to deliver. Where to strike the right balance between national security and individual liberty, and to provide safe communities at a time of heightened public fear. How to engage the public, mobilise business and government, and use our clout in the world to tackle global warming. And finally, how to make sense of globalisation in a fast-moving world. Now, socialism and conservatism, as traditionally defined, are simply not capable of making sense of these challenges, let alone meeting them. Turn this way to shore up the core vote, turn that way for the floating vote, go left for the approval of the mirror, right for the sun. This is the politics of the marketing man. A hollow, gutless politics stripped of all meaning. So my aim in the weeks and months to come is to show that there is another way. That a vital and compelling alternative to the old politics of left and right already exists. That it is intellectually coherent and politically relevant. And that it already has a name. Liberalism. It begins with giving power to people, their families and their communities. But much more than that. I want to show why liberalism is the only creed capable of tackling that epidemic of political alienation in our country. I want the Liberal Democrats to lead the process of breaking down our oversized, unresponsive, monolithic state, making it human in scale and personal in character. I want to show how liberalism, which since the beginning has fought against the twin threats of poverty and patronage, is the only creed capable of tackling the crisis of dependency and social stagnation in Britain today. Liberal Democrats will become the party of social mobility and opportunity, ensuring that people's life chances are determined not by their background, but by their hard work and talent. I want to demonstrate how, at a time of growing anxiety and fear, liberalism is the only creed capable of finding an accommodation between freedom and security. Under my leadership, people will be in absolutely no doubt of the Liberal Democrats' determination to defeat terrorism, to deal with violent crime, and in every other regard to protect the public from harm. But to do so, we will harness, not jettison, the British freedoms that previous generations fought so hard to win and to protect. I want to show that liberalism is the only way to mobilise people, businesses and governments alike, to take action on climate change. People need to be inspired to make changes, not hectored. Businesses need to know it makes sense, economic sense, and that the right incentives exist to act. And international solutions can only be brokered with a liberal understanding of the importance of multilateralism. And finally, I want to make clear that liberalism is the only creed that can make sense of globalisation. Globalisation has the potential to make us all richer, financially and culturally. But it also has the power to unsettle and to destabilise. Nothing, in my view, fuels the sense of alienation on which extremism thrives as much as the belief that we live in a runaway world that we cannot control. So these 5 challenges: empowering individuals, extending opportunity, balancing security and liberty, protecting the environment, and engaging with the world, will dominate the political debate in my lifetime. The question is, who will be able to rise to meet these new challenges? Who will provide the most compelling response to people's hopes and fears, their anxieties and their aspirations? The answer will not only determine the fate of this party, the Liberal Democrats, it will shape the future of Britain too. My ambition is simple: to lead the Liberal Democrats so that by winning this battle of ideas we can transform Britain into the liberal nation I believe we are, by choice, by temperament, by tradition. These then are the challenges that we face as a nation and as a party. In my view, they will shape politics for the next decade and beyond. And these are challenges for which modern liberalism, it seems to me, was tailor-made. So my message to my party is a very simple one. Trust your instincts and stay true to your beliefs. The politics of the 21st century will increasingly be played out on our liberal territory, and we will have home advantage. Our liberalism is instinctive. It cannot be faked. Empowering individuals, extending opportunity, balancing security and liberty, protecting the environment, engaging with the world. These are causes which we have espoused for years, but which we must now champion in new ways, with renewed leadership and vigour. That's why I want our party to use the coming weeks to lay down a very clear marker. Sure, we should debate with each other, of course, but we cannot stop there. We must reach out to the British people, to those who don't currently vote for the Liberal Democrats, and to the millions who don't vote at all. Some argue that the best the Liberal Democrats can hope for is 3rd place and a toehold in government if we're lucky. That surely cannot be our aim. 3rd place is not good enough. Not good enough for me, for the party, or for Britain. In a time of real political change and shifting public opinion, I believe we must be more ambitious. If we can address the concerns of the British people and the challenges facing our country, then the next big shift, I am convinced, of opinion will be towards liberalism. The demands facing us require ambition, verve, and self-confidence. That is what I promise to bring to the leadership of the Liberal Democrats. Thank you.